Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 15 of What If Naruto Became the God of Lightning. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Awaken the Ren Tentagon over on Anime King 3. Link will be at the bottom of the description for you guys to enjoy. Remember, if you're new, to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning on talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, the Raikage told his people to go ahead and help the Konoha shinobis. After all, Orochimaru was the one that invaded his village and that did something to the previous 8-tier hosts. So, the Kumo ninjas went out to help the Konoha ninjas. As Samui came down to where Naruto was, Naruto knew that he needed more power to throw this thing out of Konoha, so he went straight into the second tail beast form stage, as his skin literally peeled off, showing electricity underneath as 4 tails danced behind him. His spear right through the body of Shikaku went through it, straight out of the village, as it crashed into the forest as he went out there. Sasuke and Samui went out there after him as well, as Sakura and the others were facing off against the Sand and Sound Shinobis. The Raikage was clashing against the reanimations of the first and second that Orochimaru had created. No matter what he do, he couldn't take them down because their body kept on reanimating. But the third Kage had a plan in mind. Meanwhile, Sasuke and Samui came up on the scene as they saw Naruto facing off against a massive Tanuki. Shikaku with his over aggressive size still wasn't enough. Yes, the power still could not hold a candle to Naruto in this form, as Naruto was bodying him. Sasuke was shocked as he had no idea what was going on, as Samui told him, as she was confused. How did he not know that his own teammate was at Jinchuriki? Sasuke was confused by that word. He said that Gaara was at Jinchuriki as well with the One Tails. It all made sense now. What happened when they faced off against Zabuza back there? Naruto had a 9-tailed seal within him. Shikaku started forming a Bichu bomb as he realized nothing was working. As Naruto called lightning from the sky, 3 giant dragons created from lightning mixed together and slammed into the premature bomb. It exploded right on Shikaku, blowing his son away as the village shook. As everyone, all the ninjas saw what was going on, they could tell that Naruto was the one that stopped that, because he wasn't so sure if any of them could stop it if they had exploded in the village. Jiraiya was using Yamauta and the other toads to squash the giant snakes that were trying to invade the village, as he saw his apprentice going to work over there. As Naruto dropped down to where Gaara was, as Gaara had to revert back to normal, as Santanuki had to take a while to regenerate his body back to normal, but Naruto had ripped Gaara out of the socket. Gaara was fearing for his life, but Naruto did not try to kill him though. He simply spoke to Gaara as he understood what Gaara was going through, as it was the same thing when he was younger, as the life of Jinchuriki was never easy, as Naruto delivered one of those powerful speeches that always seemed to shake people to their core. As his siblings arrived, as Naruto told them to go, they took Gaara confused, as he took him and leave rather quickly. As Gaara was making his way, he apologized to Temari and Kankuro. As Naruto was about to fall, but he was caught by Samui. His body was really exhausted, as at least he defeated the Shikaku when everything was over. Meanwhile, the third risked his life, as he sealed away the first and second. He also removed the soul from Orochimaru's arms. The Raikage came in and slammed the lariat right into Orochimaru's neck. Orochimaru was about to die. The Sound 4 had to jump in as Drobo tried to stop the Raikage, but he realized he was not even a match as the man pummeled Jirobo to the ground, his body breaking through the roof. Kinemar fires several arrows after the man, but they simply ricochet off his tough skin as the lightning cloak was around him, as they launch a lot of explosives so they could run with their life with their master Orochimaru, because they knew if they did not, they would literally die. Naruto had passed out as he was brought back to the village, his body finally sinking to the exhaustion. When he woke up, he was told. The funeral held the next day, as Naruto went to the funeral, as he couldn't believe that the old man was gone. As he was there, just sitting, when Samui came out there, as she had an umbrella she placed over his head, as she told him he might catch a cold, but he told her he was fine. She basically told him right there that she liked him, but the state that he was in, he didn't really, focus on what she was saying. But she left the umbrella with him as she was leaving tomorrow. She hoped she get to see him. The next day, as she caught up with Naruto, she pushed him towards the alley rather quick and kissed him. The reason why Naruto saw as the rest of them were coming, the other Kumo ninjas, as she said something rather cryptic to him, like they were going to see each other again, which he really hoped for. As he met the Raikage and the man offered to shake his hand, the man then put in force as he nearly squashed Naruto's small hand, as Naruto had to pump his hand with chakra to make sure he didn't get his hand squashed by the man. It seems that the Raikage, more than anything, see when people are, powerful, and he admires strength. So with that, Samui turned as she winked at him before the team headed off, as Yuchitowa told her something. That's why she had a suspicion that she would see Naruto again. Yes, she would. As Naruto was walking, people were calling out to him. That was rather strange, as people were saying good day to him and good evening. The rumors had spread around the village that he was the one that saved them from destruction when the Shikaku had fired that Bichu bomb. So people were starting to admire him as Jiraiya landed beside him. Jiraiya told him to get packed for a month because they were going to find new Hokage. Before Naruto could ask, Jiraiya rushed off rather quickly. So yeah guys, so basically that's what left off. You guys can switch across to the place and check out for yourself. So this is the beginning of this new episode. And Naruto said Sakura. Both her and Sasuke were making their way down the road, as Sasuke was going to find Kakashi, as he was going to continue his training. Sakura had to head to the hospital, as she was helping out there after all. She was in the process of becoming a medic of the hospital. She already got her scrubs, something she was happy for. Sasuke even congratulated her on it, but she hadn't seen Naruto all that much. The third Hokage's death hit everyone really hard, and it hit Naruto hard as well. But many people around here was talking about him, as she heard them mention the blonde as she walked past them, as his name has been spread around the village ever since he was going on the mission with the Fire Daimyo. Yes, but now everything was getting more focus on him, more attention, as he saved them all from the Bichu bomb that was going to destroy the village. That Gara guy was going to destroy the village, she heard, and they were saved by him, as she still couldn't believe that Naruto could muster up so much power. When she spoke about it with Sasuke, he seemed to know something, but he was withholding the information from her, as she was now asking him where Naruto had gone, as she was told that he went out on a mission with Jiraiya of the Sannin, said Sasuke. Sakura looked at him. He said that he was going to do a really important mission. He'll be back in about a month. That long, huh? Said Sakura. Even though she was glad that she was becoming a medic in the hospital, she really missed going on missions with her team. They came towards the split in the road. Alright Sasuke-kun, she said. I'll be going now. As she started to walk off. Yeah, take care, said Sasuke. She paused. She turned back, but Sasuke was already walking off, as a small blush came to her cheek. She made her way off. As Sasuke made his way, he was quite surprised. Kakashi. As Kakashi looked at him, what's with that look? You're here, early. Well, I figure I might tell you. I'm gonna have to postpone training. There's something I have to deal with. Sasuke sighed. So I came all the way out here for nothing. I'll be back later, said Kakashi. Don't worry, he said, as he gave Sasuke an eye smile. Kakashi then flashed away without giving Sasuke a reason. The reason was very clear though, as two persons were in the hidden leaf that shouldn't be here. So that is why he was currently making his way to back up Kurunai and Osama that he sent after these persons. As he quickly headed out there. Time skip. Boom! Naruto was thrown back once again as he slammed into the earth. He winced in pain as his arm got all burned. Damn it, he said. Hey, Kurama. I'm working on it, said Kurama, as his arm started to heal. I'm getting nowhere fast, said Naruto. He was currently working on the Rasengan. He was a couple miles away from the village that they were currently staying at in the hotel. Jiraiya was currently doing some investigation to find the new Hokage. Naruto was quite surprised to hear that it was his former teammate, as he had to guess it was the other one. Tsunade of the Sannin. He didn't really know much about her. In fact, he didn't really know anything. The only thing he knew was that she was supposed to be a good medic. But that was not the thing that was bothering him at the moment. The Rasengan was. Starting their trip, they has been on the road for a couple of days now. As Naruto's right, being out of the village was clearing his mind. It's not like he would just forget about the old man, but he cleared his mind enough to think and process things. One thing he missed was when someone said to him that she liked him when they were out there, when the rain was pouring. The reason why she was out there because she liked him. How could he just skip over that? Well, he guessed he wasn't in the mood. No, he felt his heart ache when he thought about her. How he was gonna see her again. It's not like he could just go to Kumo like that. He sighed, not knowing what to do. You know, you could always take your things and pack up and just go to Kumo. I bet they would love having you there. Because of me, said Kurama. Huh. You think you're a big deal, said Naruto. Oh, I don't think that. I know I am, said Kurama. Well, I guess you're right about that, said Naruto. But I would never leave Konoha. Konoha is my home, and I would protect it. But still, I don't know how I'm gonna contact her. I don't even know where she lives. Well, that's the problem part. Well, you could always have the private stage find out for you. You know, you're right about that. I wonder if you will do that. If you haven't noticed, he has taken quite a liking to you. After all, train you and even teaching you this technique. I guess you're right, said Naruto. Wonder why, he thought to himself. Kurama said nothing. As Naruto looked back at his hand, that was now fully healed from the burn marks. What am I doing wrong? I mean, I can do this. He held out his hand as a ball of pure electricity was created. But yet still I can't rotate my chakra to create the Rasengan. Every time I do it, it just... As Naruto tried, electricity started to flow into the Rasengan as it started to crackle. He had to quickly dissipate it before it exploded. Its chakra was too electric. After a constant use of the Kaiba's chakra and this ability that the fox gave him by enhancing his light and affinity, it was just bonded to his chakra by now. Anything that he does, releasing a potent burst of chakra, it always has some spark. So concentrating on a dose ball of chakra in his palm, it was going to bring out a potent amount of electricity. And he just couldn't keep it stable. Naruto sighed, this was probably his 100th attempt, and yet he was getting nowhere. As he plopped down towards the ground and lie down. You should probably get some rest. It's not like you have found the Hokage yet. So you can probably get some rest. And probably think of a way around this. Yeah, I guess you're right, said Naruto as he got back to his feet. He made his way back to the hotel to get some rest. The next morning, the group was off once again. As they were going towards Tanzukagai, Jiraiya received a tip that the legendary sucker, a weird name if you must say, was around these parts. As Naruto didn't understand why would they refer to the sun as that. Jiraiya, even though a pervert, was quite powerful in his rights. And that man that he hated was quite powerful as well. After all, he decimated him in the forest. So Tsunade of the Sun must be powerful as well. So kid, how are things coming along, said Jiraiya. Naruto grumbled. Not that well it seems, said Jiraiya. You don't know the half of it, said Naruto. My chakra is just too electric. Every single time I try to rotate it into a ball, it gets out of control and spin too wildly. It ends up releasing electric pulse which I can't contain. I thought you were the master over electricity, said Jiraiya, taunting Naruto. And you can't even get this done. Guess I was wrong about you. What? You saying I can't do this? Well, prove me wrong then, said Jiraiya. You'll see, said Naruto. I'll get this done and show you that I can do it. That's the spirit, said Jiraiya. As he looked at Naruto with a smile. Hey, I was wondering, said Naruto. About? Could you perhaps find someone for me, if I asked you to? Find someone? You do know that I'm one of the top spy masters in the world, right? Finding someone is rather easy for me. So who do you want to find, Jiraiya asks. Is it that girl? He asks, his eyebrow wiggling. Yes, actually. Jiraiya beamed. Let me guess. It's that Kumo Kunoichi, right? How did you... Kid, I saw the way the both of you were acting. I could tell that the both of you were into each other. And she left. I know you miss her. Well, I'm not gonna deny that, said Naruto. Well, you don't have to worry about that. I have a feeling that you're gonna see her in the future soon enough. Naruto blinked as he looked at Jiraiya. That was the same thing that Samui said to him. That he was gonna see her in the future. How do you know that? Let's just say I have a vision of the future, Jiraiya said. What? No, you can see in the future? Said Naruto. Perhaps, said Jiraiya. And you're not gonna tell me how you know that. Jiraiya started to whistle. You old pervert, said Naruto. Stop getting it wrong, kid. I'm a super pervert, he said. As Naruto grumbled. Tell you what, if you get the Rasengan down, before we find and convince Nai to come back with us, I'll tell you how I know that. Deal? Alright, deal, said Naruto. Time skip. As Naruto was currently in the hotel, Jiraiya once again went out to get information. As he was currently sitting in the hotel, sitting on the bed, his eyes were closed as he was concentrating. As this was an exercise that Grandma taught him with his lightning chakra, as he could feel the lightning dancing through his coils. His eyes sparkled, but his eyes were closed. But you could see, under his eyelid, it was glowing. His fingertips cracked with lightning. The room was dazzling a bit, as lightning was basically tripping off of his body. But it was around him like a haze, a calm, flowing haze. As Naruto felt more control over his lightning ability, it was even stronger now ever since he entered the fourth tail form. It was like he got a lot stronger. He took a deep breath in and a deep breath out, as he could feel his hand crackling with so much lightning as he looked down. Naruto blinked in confusion. What the hell? His fingers. He screamed. A scream that startled the entire hotel. The reason why he screamed was his fingers were gone. Grandma, what the hell is going on? He said. As Naruto couldn't understand. Only thing he saw there was electricity. His fingers on his right hand was gone. He heard laughter in his head. Why the hell are you laughing? Kid, calm down. You remember what I told you about turning your body into lightning? To travel at light speeds? A stage that was hard for you to grasp because you're just a puny human? As Naruto thought about it. Yeah. Wait, this is it? Seems like you've gotten so much control over the lightning coursing through you. You could turn your body into it now. I didn't expect you to reach this stage so quickly. I guess you're getting along farther than I thought. You might even soon come for my title. You wish. Don't get a big head. You're still a far way off before you get strong enough to face me. Look, I'm not in a mood for your games, but how do I get my hands back to normal? That's easy. Absorb the lightning back into your body. Naruto took several deep breaths as he tried. It's not working. Calm down, brat. You're getting too hype. The more hype you get, the more lightning courses through you. He took several more deep breaths. His mind thought about Samui. Her being there to calm him down. Both of them making jokes. The next thing he knew, his fingers twitched. Naruto released a long sigh. They were back. That was cool and all when you think about it in theory. But actually doing it is quite scary. Yeah, that's because you're just a little brat. And you're just a stupid fox. Suddenly, there was a knock on his door. Looked like the pervy sage struck out, he says. He got to his feet. He made his way towards the handle and held onto it. What the hell? He felt a strange feeling coming from behind the door. There was a knock once again, as he wondered what this was. He readied himself to fight just in case, as he opened the door, as his eyes made contact with Sharingan. Naruto was confused. Sasuke was the only Uchiha left, other than, his brother. He didn't know much about Itachi Uchiha. All that he knew was the man killed his entire clan and left the village, leaving Sasuke behind. That was all he knew. If he was Sasuke, he would have wanted revenge as well. But he was confused why the man was here for him. Naruto, I'm gonna need you to come with me. The man stepped aside as Naruto glanced towards the room. If this come down to a fight, the closed space would cause him out of a problem. So he got in the hall, only to see a blue, grinning man standing there. Ah, so this is a brat, huh, Itachi? as Naruto narrowed his eyes towards the blue man, having no idea who he... Wait. He remembered Kakashi showing him a bingo book and he went through it. He had browsed over the names, but he saw this guy in it definitely. And he looked at the headband, Kiri. It was a K word. What was it? It snapped into his mind. You're Kisame, missing in from Kiri. And you're Itachi, missing in from Konoha. Why are you guys here? I guess you aren't that clueless, said Kisame. Well, my partner's already told you. We're here for you. Yes. I'm gonna need to come with me, Naruto-kun, said Itachi. I'm not going anywhere with you, because I have no idea why you want me to come with you, and why you're even showing your face to a Konoha ninja. After all, you should be in jail right now for what you did. And you really hurt a friend of mine, said Naruto as he clenched his fist. And who are you talking about, Kisame said. His brother. Sasuke Uchiha is one of my close friends. And you hurt him. You hurt him by killing your entire clan. How could you be so heartless, said Naruto? Your parents were in that clan as well. And yet you left Sasuke to suffer. Itachi said nothing as he just looked at Naruto. Huh, you should really watch your mouth, kid, before Itachi here hurts you. Well, I'm gonna get revenge for Sasuke one way or another. It's the least I can do. No! Shouted a voice. A panting Sasuke was at the end of the hall. He had rushed all the way out here after finding out that Kakashi was attacked by his brother. He's all mine, Naruto, so bat the hell off, Sasuke said. Naruto glanced towards him. Sasuke's eyes instantly shifted as he activated his Sharingan, as he glared at Itachi. I've done what you said, Itachi. I foster my hatred, and now it's time to make you pay. He went through hand sign as the Shidori creaked in his palm. He shot past Naruto as he went towards Itachi. Shidori! As Naruto and Sasuke were shocked, Kisame simply smirked as Itachi grabbed Sasuke's hand. Sasuke couldn't believe it. He didn't understand. How did he just snap? Sasuke cried out as he was forced back by Itachi snapping his wrist. You are still not good enough. Sasuke lost it by hearing those words. The curse mark had been pent up for a while now. He hasn't really got into a fight for him to tap into dark emotions. Seeing Itachi, it instantly spread around his body. Itachi narrowed his eyes as he saw the black flames cover his brother, spreading out from his neck. As a thought came to mind, Orochimaru, he thought to himself. I'm gonna kill you, Sasuke said, as he tossed several kunais, only for Itachi to burst into crows as he flew around Sasuke. Itachi had to quickly jump back as a burst of lightning ripped through the air where he was. Sasuke turned. I said stay out of this, Naruto. His eyes were burning with hate. He's right, kid, said Kisame, as he appeared behind Naruto. Naruto turned as he quickly pulled out the Kiba blades, as they were sealed into his wrist, poof, as he blocked the giant blade that almost slammed down on him. Seems like the two of them has some history. Why don't the both of us stay over here? Kisame smirked. I'm surprised. The Kiba blades. Huh. Seems you met up with Reika. And given that you have these, did you kill him? Asked Kisame. As Naruto said nothing, as the ground cracked under his feet. Despite the man looking like he's not adding force, he was indeed adding a lot of force. Kisame smirked as he was quite surprised that Naruto hasn't fallen under his strength yet. After all, he was just a brat. He added more force as the ground cracked even more, as Naruto was forced down to one knee, before his eyes started to turn red. Naruto was surprised when he felt the power sucked out of him. Kid, be careful. That thing of his is leeching off your chakra. Oh, that's what's going on, said Naruto. Well then, he released his grip on the Kiba blades, before slamming his hand together. The entire hallway turned white in a flash. Kisame heard something as he twisted Samyakta and blocked a fatal strike that nearly pierced through his skull. When his vision cleared up, he saw Naruto holding the Kiba blades near to his skull. He simply smirked. You have to be a lot faster than that, kid. He was surprised and ground broke open. An electric volt shot out, nailing Kisame in the shoulder as he was thrown back. He smashed through Naruto's room and broke right through the window, dropping outside. The real Naruto came from underground as his clone poofed away. Sasuke was thrown roughly as he was pinned up against a wall by his brother who was having their own fight. You're still not strong enough. And you will never be strong enough. Tsukuyomi. Sasuke dropped to the ground as he screamed in pain and agony. What did you do to him, said Naruto? That's none of your concern. Now, you're coming with us. Like hell he is, said a voice. Itachi had to jump back as a Rasengan nearly tear right through him as he landed a distance away from Naruto. Kisame jumped back through the hole as he had a smirk on his face. His shoulder was already healed up from Samihata. Kid, I must say, you caught me quite off guard there. Seems you're powerful for a brat, but now the real fun's Kisame. We're leaving. What? But we just got started. Kisame. As Kisame saw Jiraiya standing there. Damn it. You two are not going anywhere. Toad mouth trap, Jiraiya says. He slammed his hand down. The walls started to change as they had to quickly flee as flesh started to grab onto his blade. As he pulled them out of it and turned the wall, as the hole in the front had already been sealed off. Naruto quickly turned his head around the corner, but black flames was the only thing remaining with that giant hole. Okay, don't touch that. As Jiraiya looked at the flames, we wouldn't be able to put them out. He pulled out a scroll as he went through hand sign. Fire sealing method, he said, as he sealed away the black flames. Pervy Sage, it seems like you know more than you're letting on. Why the hell were those guys after me? Well, there's something I have to tell you, said Jiraiya. Dynamic entry! Jiraiya was kicked away by Guy. As Guy's eyes went wide, he realized he kicked the wrong person. Time skip. Sasuke was brought to the village by Guy. Now more than ever, they needed Snazzy, as Sasuke was not waking up. He was alive, but he was just not waking up, as Itachi did do something to him. As Naruto had told Jiraiya, he muttered the words, Tsukuyomi. As Jiraiya told him that it must be one of his advanced monkey to Sharingan abilities. As Naruto couldn't believe they were after him. More specifically, they were after Kurama inside of him. As he had no idea what they want, neither did Jiraiya. But they wanted the power of a Biju. They must be trying to do something dangerous. As Naruto was currently looking down at the moment, Jiraiya patted him on the shoulder. Cheer up, kid. You know I'm a Sanin, right? And you're with me. It's not like I'm gonna allow you to take them, said Jiraiya. That's not the thing. What if you're not there, said Naruto. You're not gonna always be there. I need to get stronger. Well, you're already leaps and bounds above most of your class when it comes to weight. I mean, for a genin, you're pretty strong. Not to mention you can use up to 4 tails of the fox chakra. So I think you need to think about how strong you are. It's still not enough. I can tell by just standing near them. They're quite powerful. And the both of them are S-rank missing names. And if this group you told me about, the Akatsuki, is full of them, how exactly am I gonna beat that? You don't even know all the members. Yeah, I guess you're right there, said Jiraiya. Well, I need to get stronger. And I'm gonna need your help for that. After all, you are a Sanin. I will need to be at Sanin level to be able to protect myself against all of them. Jiraiya chuckled a bit. You know, kid, you makes it sound rather easy than it is. It's not that easy to just jump to Sanin level like that. Well, I guess you're gonna have to put in the work then, said Naruto. What do I look like? Said Jiraiya. My new sensei, said Naruto. Jiraiya face faulted at that, as Naruto just kept on walking. Time skip. Naruto sighed. They had been looking for Snazzy the entire day, and they weren't able to find her. So what now, Pervy Sage? Jiraiya sighed as well. He thought Snazzy would be here. There was a gambling festival going on, but yet she was not. Let's just go and get something to eat. Then we'll have to search the rest of the towns until we find her. After all, we have to find her. The both of them made their way into a bar restaurant. As they made their way inside, Jiraiya paused as Naruto stopped, seeing the man staring. Naruto turned towards a woman. As he saw why Jiraiya was staring, her rather large chest, Naruto sighed. Look, I know you're a perv, but we need to get something to eat and get some sleep. I'm exhausted. Unless you're gonna stay here. Kid, that's her. Where? As Naruto glanced around the bar, confused. Right there. You mean that young lady? Yeah. But Naruto was confused. He looked at Jiraiya and looked back at Snazzy. Aren't you guys like the same age? Yeah, Jiraiya said. So how they... Wait, I'm confused, said Naruto. Snazzy, Jiraiya said as he walked over. Snazzy. The blonde lifted up her head. What the hell? Two persons from her past in the same day. Huh. This can't be a coincidence. She looked up towards the grinning face of her longtime teammate. Jiraiya, what the hell do you want? A couple of years and that's how you greet your teammate. Ex-teammate, she said. Yeah, but we're still close, right? It's not like we stopped being friends. Snazzy indecisive, she rested her head back on the table. As Jiraiya looked over. Hello, Shizune, he said. Nice to see you again, Jiraiya-sama, she said. Sama. Snazzy snorted. You mean old perv? Yeah, nice to see you too, Snazzy. I see, you have grown into a fine young lady, Shizune, said Jiraiya. Snazzy lifted up her head. Don't you dare. I'll kill you, she said. What? I'm just giving her a compliment. Jiraiya-sama? Is he okay? Snazzy glanced as she saw the blonde standing at the door. He hadn't moved a single muscle. Naruto was confused. How the hell was that Snazzy? She was supposed to be in her 50s, right? He couldn't understand. As Kurama was laughing the entire time. As Naruto's mind just failed to comprehend. How did she look that, well, hot? He wasn't really into older girls, but her chest. Stop it. Stop thinking like that, he said to himself. He heard that devilish laughter in his head. You know this is all your fault, making me start to see things this way. Well, you needed to grow up, said Kurama. And I would say I'm a good role model, so don't think I'm a bad one. Yeah, you stupid fox. Come on, don't tell me you're not impressed. I mean, look at the size of those things. I mean, damn. I'm gonna cut you off, said Naruto, as he refused to make Kurama see through his eyes. You know, if you don't make me see what I want to see, I'm gonna make you suffer. Yeah, and how's that? Well, hey, why did you go all quiet, said Naruto? What's going on? Kurama refused to answer him though, as he heard deep laughter echoing in his subconscious. He made his way as he sat down, still confused. Snazzy looked at him as he just stared at her blankly. What? She said to him. I'm confused. Aren't you old? Said Naruto. Snazzy's eye twitched as Jiraiya placed her hand on his head. Of all the things the brat could have said. What did you just... Snazzy, easy, he's just a kid, okay? But still, said Naruto, she's old. Why does she look like she's in her late 20s or early 30s? She's gotta be at least 50, right? But she look even younger than you, he says. He pointed towards Shizune. And I can tell that you're young. Snazzy's eye kept on twitching. I would advise you to shut that mouth of yours before I shut it for you. Look, I'm not here to fight or anything, but I'm just confused. Why do you look so young, Naruto asked. None of your goddamn business, she said. Alright, fine, said Naruto. But I just have to say, you have a huge rack. You have a huge rack, said Naruto, as he quickly covered his mouth. What the hell? I told you I'd make you pay, said Kurama. As he said at the right time, making Naruto simply repeat what he said. Snazzy's eyebrow twitched. So you're a pervert, huh? Just like this pervert over here. Do you know what I do to perverts? Well, I really don't want to find out, said Naruto, as he slipped out of the booth. As he simply walked away. Look what you did, Snazzy, you scared him off. As Naruto went towards the bar. He doesn't look that way, said Snazzy. Jiraiya, let's get this over with. Why the hell are you here? Well, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The village needs you, Snazzy. We need you to become the Hokage. Snazzy looked at him for a long minute. Before she could say anything. Here's my apology, said Naruto. as he placed on a bottle of sake in front of Snavy. She looked at him confused. I see that you're out. So, sorry about what I said as he placed in front of her. Huh. I guess I can forgive you for now, she said, as she took the bottle of sake, before she unscrewed it. And you, Jiraiya. Have you gone mad? Do you really think I would take up that position? As Naruto looked at Jiraiya, what is going on? Well, I just told her about becoming the Hokage. So I guess you're on for it, right? Said Naruto. I mean, who wouldn't want to become the Hokage? Well, most people wouldn't, but I guess being the student of Sarutobi Sensei, you would be like going on in his legacy, if I can say. Yeah. So, when are we leaving? He asked. Snaggy looked at him. I don't know what kind of delusional world you're living in, kid, but that job of a Hokage is nothing but a waste of time. And that job only get people killed. Sensei was an old fool to have stayed in that job for so long. And look what it got him in the end. Is death. Snather raised the bottle of sake, only for it to be slapped out of her hand as it crashed on the ground. What the hell? She looked up as she looked into the murderous red eyes of Naruto. Take it back. She did not wait for it to stare though. What? I said take it back. You have no right to be calling him a fool. He risked his life for the village and the people in it, and you sit here, drunk, and call him a fool, said Naruto. How can you even say something like that about your own sensei? Huh. Seems like you're a delusional fool as well, said Snatty. The job of a Hokage is just for fools. And you're a fool as well if you think that I'm gonna take anything back from just a spoiled brat. And you're just an old hag hiding behind some illusion, said Naruto. That's enough, brat, said Snatty as she picked herself up. You want to take this outside? Yeah, let's take it outside. Naruto, you really... Be quiet, Purvis Sage. This old hag needs to learn her lesson. Jiraiya sighed. He knew that the kid was rushed sometime, but he's not really thinking. Snatty might not have been training for the longest time, but she still was a Sanin. And she's gonna kick his ass. Shizune looked at Jiraiya worriedly. Aren't you gonna stop them? Well, I don't think I can if I wanted to. He could stop them by force, but that was just gonna cause more problems, so he decided just allow them to work this out before anything go beyond the limit. A moment later, they were outside. You can still beg for mercy, brat, and I probably won't hurt you that badly. I'm not begging for crap, said Naruto, and you're gonna take back what you said. Huh. Well then, let's see how a little Jenny brat is gonna let me take back what I say. I'm gonna put you in the ground with this finger. This finger, she said. I want to see you try, said Naruto. Snatty smirk. Well then, come. As Naruto rushed forward, he felt something in the back of his mind tell him to stop. When he did, she slammed that finger in the ground. He was shocked when the entire ground torn apart, earth spikes coming up to impale him as he had to leap away. Huh. Well, she was still a Sanin, wasn't she? But she was not the only one with tricks. He slammed his hand together as the entire place went white. Snatty ear twitched as she spun and blocked his kick with her finger. She felt a jolt run through her body. It took her off guard as she stepped back, only to feel something grab onto her leg as she twists and stomped into the earth. The clone underneath her is spelled because of the force. She then heard several poofs around her. Electric pulse. She leaped up in the air as the light finally faded away. She looked up as she saw Naruto dropping towards her with an ox kick. She grabbed his leg and tossed him to the earth, but he grabbed onto her feet at the last moment. As electricity flowed from his body, Snaggy winks as the electricity flowed into her, shocking her badly. As she ran and kicked him right in the face, he slammed down into the earth. Snaggy dropped as her body pulsated with lightning, as she could feel it coursing through her skin. What kind of brat was so potent with lightning affinity? As that was really hard to learn, yet it's brat. As she felt it jolt her skin once again, she staggered a bit. What did you do to me, brat? She said. Naruto came out of the hole, blood leaking down his lip. Even that should be enough to hurt the Sannin in some way or another. Tsunade's hand started to glow as she placed it on her chest, using her medical chakra to filter out the electric in her system. As her body started to return back to normal, but Naruto wasn't going to give her a chance as he created two clones. They held their hand in front of him. As he stepped on, they threw him up in the air. A third clone was created as it grabbed onto the back of his shirt and tossed him. Electric punch sent Naruto as his hand sparked with light as he brought it down. Tsunade twisted just in time as she slammed her fist against his. A powerful shockwave resonated through the air with pure lightning and a terrible gust, tearing apart the earth and blowing shops around them in. Naruto was blown back by the force as she added more pressure, throwing him back. But he slammed his hand into the ground, stopping his momentum. He then held out his arm as lightning started to crackle. The Rasengan started to swirl. It was going to be unstable in a moment. He might as well use it on her as he rushed forward. Tsunade saw the ball. It looked different, but it was it. Rasengan, he said, as the name make it even more obvious. Tsunade slammed her hand in the ground and gouged out a large piece of earth and chucked it at him. He smashed the unstable Rasengan inside. And yes, once again it proved to be his downfall, as the thing exploded, shooting him backwards as he slammed into the ground, creating a trench. Tsunade looked over towards the brat who was picking himself up slowly. Burn marks on his arms badly, but he shrugged it off like it was nothing and stood to his ground. I'm not done yet. As he looked at her. You've got a lot of fight in you, brat. But still, you're not Sannin level, so you might as well stand down. Alright, that's enough, said Jiraiya as he stepped in the middle between them. You two going all out here would end up destroying this town. As he looked at Tsunade, then place your brat on a leash. I can't believe you taught him the Rasengan, Jiraiya, giving this kid false hope. To think, he think that he's a true shinobi just because he has that. It's not even complete. So what if it's not complete, said Naruto. I'll get it done in a week. After all, I have a promise to keep, he said as he looked towards Jiraiya. Well, you really believe that? Alright. You want to make a bet? What kind of bet, said Naruto. If you get the Rasengan done in a week, I'll consider your proposal of becoming Hokage. And I'll even give you my necklace. But Tsunade-sama, it's alright, Shizune, it's not like he's gonna do it. Alright, fine, said Naruto. 1 week, that should be enough time. Wait. When I win? Oh, you're not gonna win, said Naruto. But make your terms. Well, when I win, you give me all the money that you have. All of it. Down to the last red cent. And you leave me alone and never ask me to do this ever again. Deal, said Naruto. Jiraiya sighed. But he had faith in the kid. Alright, Tsunade. We're gonna hold you on that, said Jiraiya. You really have too much faith in this kid. It's not like he's gonna win. We'll see about that, Bachan, said Naruto. Tsunade's eyebrow twitched as she turned towards him as he had a big goofy grin on his face. Don't call me that, she said. Well, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna be calling you that a lot sooner when you become Hokage. Just make sure you have my money for me, she said. When? I'm done. Just make sure you're ready to come back and be the Hokage, said Naruto. Come on, Perfect Sage. As Jiraiya sighed, as Naruto was placing all the hopes that he was able to do this. Well, he has that faith in the kid right now. After all, Tsunade would literally try to murder them if they lose and still ask her to become Hokage. Tsunade simply walked off with Shizune. Shizune looked at Naruto and Jiraiya. She gave him an apologetic look, hoping that they would understand. Shizune made her way behind her master. A part of her really wished that they would win. It's been so long since she's been at the village, and she would like to go back and see, well, the village once again. So, a part of her mind was praying that they win. Time skip. 4 days later, trees were toppled over, bent, torn from the roots. The entire place was destroyed. As Naruto was pissed, he was beyond pissed, he was furious, as he didn't know what the hell he was doing wrong. He slammed his fist into another tree trunk, tearing it. As he slumped down towards the ground, he just had days left and yet he was still unable to master the Rasengan, and Pervis Sage had no other idea. He said that he didn't know what else to tell him. He showed him the steps he was left to complete them, as Naruto really didn't know what he was doing wrong. Maybe you should just calm down and think about how the Rasengan is created. Naruto sighed. He looked at his palm. He's been trying to separate his chakra from the electric flow that has been running through his system, so that he can make the Rasengan like Jiraiya showed him. But what is he doing wrong? He tried. He separated as much as he could, but there was always a... Naruto paused as he thought about what he just said to himself. Separation. God damn it. You're stupid. I thought I would have to tell you in the end, but I wanted to see if you could figure it out by yourself. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Asked Naruto. Kid, can't you see what you're doing wrong? But I'm not gonna say anything. But at least you're there. Wait. You're telling me all this time that you know what I was doing wrong, but you kept it to yourself. Yeah, said Kurama. Naruto started to swear as he cursed. What the hell is wrong with you? I could have got this done a long time ago. Look, you need to figure some things out for yourself. And you're not stupid, so just think about what you're doing. Alright, fine. So it has something to do with my separation. Is it because I'm forcing my chakra to separate, or is it because I'm not separating good enough? Oh my god. What did I say? As Kurama refused to answer him, Naruto sighed as he looked down. He's been trying to separate his chakra from the lightning flow, but perhaps he shouldn't. Perhaps he should make them merge together. Was that what he was doing wrong? Finally! I thought you would never get it. Wait, so that was a clue? Huh. And I actually thought you were smart. Just shut up, said Naruto, as he placed his hand forward. This time, he didn't try to separate his chakra from the current flowing through his system, as he made the both of them merge. A shrieking sound could be heard, like lightning literally crashing, as Naruto smiled. Back at Konoha, Sakura was sitting at Sasuke's bed. She was told that he got injured, and he wasn't waking up. Guy told her that he would be getting someone to help him, as Naruto was on the job. So at the moment she was praying that Naruto would come back early, so that Sasuke could wake up, as she hoped that Naruto was being safe out there as well, and who he was going after listened to him. She shrugged. What was she thinking about? It was Naruto. He always find a way to do the impossible. So he was gonna come back and help them with Sasuke. She looked at Sasuke. He was completely out cold. She wanted to learn more about medical ninjutsu because she felt helpless, like she couldn't even help him. As the only way for her to get really advanced is to meet the top medic, and that was Nadia Fasani. But no one has seen her for years now. She sighed. If only she could meet her. Meanwhile, at Kumo, you know, next time we should put a safe word, said Karu. Yeah, Amoy said. Clapping could be heard. That was good. For who? Said Amoy, as he picked himself up off the ground. Samui stood there with a smile on her face. Sorry about that, she said. Just got caught up in the moment. She was probably thinking about her boyfriend, said Yujito. Samui turned and glared at her, as Amoy started to laugh. As Karu started to laugh as well. She simply shook her head. You're all acting so childish. She just doesn't want us to make fun of her. What? Do you miss Naruto-kun? Said Yujito. Samui simply tilted her head as she walked away. Don't worry, you will see him soon enough. She was glad that her face was not turned to them, as a small smile came on her face. She brought her hand up and touched her lip, as she made her way. But guys, we end this episode right here. If you want to see the next part, you to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on the bell notifications to stay posted. But for now, see you guys soon. Peace.